Hi guys, we're going to talk about the 5 biggest interior design mistakes people make that cheapen their home and how to fix them. So number one is the amount of times we've walked into our clients' homes and the furniture is just placed in all the wrong spaces. Sometimes the sofa is way too big for the room and it just takes over. There is no lounge, it is just sofa. What we would always try and suggest is try and put things that fit in the room to make them feel spacious. Things like making sure that they are off the floor so that you can see more flooring gives a big illusion of space.
The biggest mistake we always find is predominantly it's the sofa, the largest item in a lounge, which is the wrong size, wrong placement, wrong color, wrong fabric, and it's not coordinating with any of the other things because they're trying to juggle to find places where they can put things. And the sizes, the tables go too small, which don't coordinate with the sofas, with the size of the sofa. So these are very, very major mistakes which can easily be solved. If you just, first of all, try and do a spatial planning in your house and think, this is where I'll put the sofa, this is where I'll put the TV unit, and what's the maximum impact I will get on that wall with the TV unit, and it should be in proportion with the sofa. Size of the sofa, size of the room.
Normally this cheapens the home because the whole idea is to give the illusion of space in every room. That's what makes it feel more luxurious when
More
there's
airy.
more exactly.
Yeah,
No,
more
it's okay.
airy, yeah.
Yeah, there's more flow in the space and you can walk around to each and every seating area and reach every
Space, the ergonomics is absolutely right.
So normally when it comes to spatial planning, it is so important to make sure that you know the layout that you want for your room. If, for instance, you find a sofa that you like or an armchair, make sure all of this coordinates and fits in your space. Otherwise, what happens is you end up trying to create more of a value with different pieces and nothing ever comes together. Sometimes just making a mood board where you're putting each item on that mood board to be able to see what fits is the best thing you can do without having to buy the goods. Another tip would be to then do masking tape all around the flooring where you want to put that furniture and see if that flow works. Spatial planning is actually number one.
It's the backbone of interior design.
Exactly.
Literally.
If you get that wrong, that really does cheapen the house and cheapens a room, and it completely...
It just makes the mistakes start if your spatial planning is wrong. The moment that's wrong, you can spend little money or lots of money, but you will never get the result. Third is clutter. That is another thing that we find when we enter anyone's home. Too much stuff. No thought has gone into how to have storage which looks attractive and does not fill up the room. So you can have wall-hung spaces, wall-hung cabinets where things can go in, all your blankets and whatever you need every day. Your remote controls can go in during the night, and daytime you can just take out the remotes and keep them on the side.
Simple things are just, if you have so many books, try and organize them so that the shapes and the sizes and the colors all coordinate. Even use small accessories that you do have to put on top, and then that way it looks more designer-esque, and it definitely makes it look more expensive.
And less clutter, because if everything matches, coordinates, is the right size, even in accessories, which are a very big important part, it will not look like clutter if it's put correct. Fourth point, wallpaper.
So one thing that we have noticed a lot of people have hesitance over is wallpaper. Back in the day, it was leery, it was loud, it was bright, it was overpowering. What we suggest is one way to make your place feel much more luxurious is by using textured wallpaper on all walls. Sometimes it's okay to even just do the head wall where the TV unit is, or on the bedroom head wall. This is what actually warms up the room. It brings it together and ties it all in. And that little bit of texture adds a lot of warmth.
Yeah, and it's also much more better because paint, you will keep getting marks, whereas this is much more long with serving.
Hard wearing.
Much more hard wearing.
Yeah. And it just looks so much more luxurious.
Yes. Always layering is what makes interior design a success.
So one huge thing that can avoid you from cheapening your home is accessorizing correctly. Getting the right size, shapes, colors in your space can completely transform a space. For instance, even if you're going for a neutral tone but you want those pops of color, the best way to bring them in is through accessories, because they are the least expensive items but have a lot of impact.
Accessories can be changed.
Exactly, can be changed so easily.
Yeah.
Accessories actually make up about 40% of a room. So if they're used correctly, they can really lift up the space and make it feel more luxurious.
And a lot of times people, by the time it comes to accessorizing, they think they can do it on their own and they just use what they have. But they do not realize the impact of accessorizing and making it look like a design piece.
So if this is helpful, click on the link on the bio and you can book in a complimentary 15-minute call.
Yeah, to get any advice you need, and we'd be happy to help you.
So one huge thing that cheapens a home is the wrong size mirrors or artwork. What we always like to say is the bigger the better. The minute you have a large piece of art or a large mirror, it completely elevates your room, and that person is actually wowed when they walk in, rather than a small frame which just doesn't serve
On
any
a big
purpose.
wall, yeah.
The amount of times we've seen where the frame is above the eye level, so you can't even actually see it, or it's shaped completely wrong and it's all mismatched.
And it's small size on a big wall, which is not making an impact. In fact, it'd rather be without a artwork on the wall than it's the wrong size artwork.
Because sometimes the wall eats it up and you can't even see it.
Yes.
So it's a bit of a waste, isn't it?
And it looks wrong then.
So some small things that you can do if you do have plenty of small frames, put them together in a very nice uniform way. That way it creates such an impact and it makes it look like a bigger frame than it actually is.